Hi, I'm Tom Dingwall. I want to tell you about a 30-year dream. 30 years ago, I had a dream. Ever had one of those dreams where it's just so real that you just knew you were there and everything would you just want to touch it, you could feel it, you could sense it? Well, that's what I had. There I was standing on a platform preaching a message to 2 to 300 people. And it was a very long building, had a roof on it, no walls. It wasn't a church. There's no pews, just very big building. Well, it's like planting a seed. You know, you plant a seed in the ground and you water it and you fertilize it and you wait for it to grow. And sometimes you get a little impatient, don't see anything. And then finally you see this little shoot of something and get excited. You think it's a plant and realize it's a weed. So you got to pull it out. So you water some more plants, and fertilize some more, wait for that plant to sprout out again and again. Some more shoots come up, again and more weeds. Well, that's what's happened over the 30 years. But shortly after the first dream came a second dream. But this was during a dark time in my life where I actually wanted my life over and I had prayed to God to take me home. And there I was in this dream on this large boat. And it was filled with people, all happy. We're on this lake or water of some sort, heading towards what looked like a sunrise. And there was a man in front of the boat, directing it where we're supposed to go. With that, he turns around and says to me, "Look back at the shore." I turned around, looked back, and there's thousands and thousands of people standing there. Then this voice says to me, "If you go, they will never hear of me." Then I realized that man in front of the boat was Jesus. Next thing I know, I'm on the shore, and I'm walking through the crowd, and the crowd is following. But years went on, and things happened, and still no fruit from the dream, no evidence it was going to happen. And adversity came along, and I've learned through the years that when you have adversity, there's a blessing coming. Then about 20 years later, there was another hard time, another senior adversity, if you would call it that. And this adversity brought me to a place where I was praying again, seeking what God would have for my life. And in that moment, I had another dream. This dream was about young people. And I'd been working with young people for almost 30 years at that point. And I saw in those young people a need to be moral, to have ethics, to be taught right, which they're not getting in any other form in school or otherwise. A place where they could go and get the right training. And in this dream, I saw many things were needed to happen, but we needed places where they could go. So I saw 6 or 7 facilities across this United States where young people could go for 2 to 4 weeks and get training with people in the community that are moral and ethical and right. People with good, solid biblical background. Mentors, as I would call them. People that could take these young people under the wing and show them how a business can run properly with moral and ethics. How a politician can be the right type of person, a judge and a lawyer. How about a banker and a police officer? All be used to lead these young people, mentor them. Then several years went by and nothing seemed to happen, and I kept praying some more, and finally I got another vision. This vision is the type of facility that I would need to build, and it looked like a cross. So I started putting a pen to paper, and I come up with a concept of, again, we're dealing with youth, so we have to have a gymnasium. We have to have fellowship areas. We have to have fun areas. We have to have a chapel. And all that came, it looked like a cross. Then several years after that, I'm dreaming and praying some more. Where are these places going to be? Well, I said there had to be 6 or 7. They had to be 2 to 4 to 6, maybe 8 hours best for the young people to travel. And one of the places came in my mind was Asheville, North Carolina. And I never knew where Asheville really was, but I looked on my map and that's exactly where I had a pin. But more adversities came along the years and different things happened. And about a year ago, I was again faced with a change in plans of where I was going. And that change of plans, I asked God, what more do you want me to do? And I got a clear indication that I'm supposed to incorporate and get my tax exemption certificate. So I had no money for that, but God did. He provided the funds. We went ahead, and now I've got my incorporation, and I've got the tax exemption. And so I'm waiting for the next step. And it's come along, one step at a time. Adversity came blessing. And about 2 months ago, the dream started to show its face. Remember, I said I stood on this platform speaking to 200 to 300 people in this big, long building with a roof and no walls. I realized as I put the picture together and did the drawing of this facility shaped like a T, that it was I standing on the platform speaking to a group of people, young and old, in this large gymnasium. I'm Tom Dingwall. I'm with Neos Unus Ministries. Neos Unus means new wine in Greek, spelled Neos, and Unus is Oinos. And my website is www.neos-unus-ministries.org. Or you can call me on my phone, 267-793-0129. We are Neos Unus Ministry, creating a new foundation for the future. God bless.